This video is going to be very interesting. I have absolutely no idea how this dude extrapolated all of the information from MMOs about their true player count, but maybe he's just guessing. Anyway, I think World of Warcraft should be number one.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Lucky
9
here,
million
and it's time
bots
for the 2026 mid-year update, where we look at the most played MMOs right now. A lot has changed since the last time I made this video. We've seen some MMOs move way up on the list, and some move way down. This video is strictly by the numbers, which means I'm not ranking them by quality, simply by active player base size. Which MMOs are dying and which MMOs are thriving? Let's find out. First up and sitting in last place is Ashes of Cremation. Launched in 2026 and shut down almost immediately after. How better to start this list than an MMO that was shut down within months of making it?
Well, at least I know how he got this number. That's something.
Its first appearance on this list. This was one of those MMOs where the less you knew about it, the more exciting it sounded. But as the details and the gameplay and the systems began to emerge, reality stalled the hype train. But it was always clear there were some massive red flags. First,
No, it wasn't always clear, because whenever I called Ashes of Creation, people disliked bomb my videos because they hated me. They knew I was right, and they admonished me for it. Shame on them, because I get to reap all the sweet tears of these losers who called me out, who called me a hater, who came into my videos just to say a slur. Dog, I'm having the best time of my life being right, and I love it.
Players that had played with Steven Sharif and other MMOs recounted how he would brazenly cheat and break TOS in order to win. Steven's moral compass was broken then, and then it was broken later when he amassed his supposed fortune participating in MLM schemes. And finally,
and people knew that for years, by the way, and they willingly chose to ignore it because Steven convinced them that he was a true gamer. But if you watched videos from people from his past, you saw how Steven was a true gamer trying to buy Lineage 2 players with $200 offers per week just so they would join his guild. He would literally go to the top dog players on a certain server and pay them money to join his guild. That's how he played MMOs. He whaled his way to succession. Is that a word? Is that okay? Well, yeah, he whaled his way to the top. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And it was so stupid. Once I found it out, I knew this guy was a sham, and there was nothing to salvage it. But for the most part, as someone who was deeply excited for Ashes of Creation, I'll just say this. Whenever I realized that this game was 8 years in production, I think they had like 300 people working on this game, and they had 0 classes whatsoever, I knew this game was cooked. No way you're working on an Unreal Engine product, an engine that does not belong to you, and it's very easy to make a character there, and you still don't have proper functioning classes. It's insane. I don't know how anyone bite into that, but they should be prohibited from internet access.
The biggest red flag, Steven wanted to make a Kickstarter MMO, which is statistically one of the most reliable
That was the first red flag.
Ever existed. Kickstarter MMOs have a near 100% track record of never reaching a 1.0 release. And
Easy
the people
money.
behind them usually find a way to squander the hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars that were invested in them. A lot of players weren't sure how this one was going to turn out, but we no longer have to wonder. The game's alpha lost 99% of its players almost instantly. Once players had finally had a chance to see the game in action, dreams were replaced with reality and the hype was gone, which meant so was Steven's runway. He desperately rushed to release the game into early access before the game was shut down a little more than a month later. Steven consistently lied about being the sole financer of the game. He consistently lied about the progress the developers were making behind the scenes. And to all of you who raged at me in the comments of my YouTube videos for criticizing this game over the years, because you were so confident that Steven was going to be your MMO Jesus.
My brother.
I told you so. Next.
Oh, dude, he's just like me. We're one and the same. We're cut from the same cloth. Beautiful. Beautiful. Never let them rest. Never let them close their eyes. They should always know that we were right. Because right now, we're vindicated, brother. It's our time to shine.
Next up, and not far behind Ashes of Cremation, is New World, holding down the number 18
Rest
spot,
in peace.
with 600 players currently playing on Steam. I think it's dead, Jim. There is some hope for the game, as Facepunch, the developer behind Rust, was reportedly in talks to purchase New World from Amazon.
Really?
Alistair McFarlane tweeted a half-joking offer to buy the game for $25 million, before announcing he was signing an NDA that we assume is related to these discussions, after which he said he could
I don't know. Guys, do you think New World can be salvaged? I don't think so. I think the problem with the game is too profound to be fixed. I think the problem with New World is that they tried to go full loot PvP based MMO, and while they were close to launch, they realized that these type of MMOs dies on the spot. I don't know who convinced them to make such a stupid decision, but it completely costed them the game. Because whenever they tried to pivot, it actually became a really bad game that is not this and not that. So the PvP community weren't satisfied, and the PvE community definitely weren't satisfied, sorry. So it kind of just screwed both ways, and nobody really had fun. It had a really great impact whenever it was released. I think over 1 million active players played it, but it immediately fell short.
Comment on New World. That was in January, and we haven't heard any updates since. As a result, New World's population has collapsed, and it's likely to not recover unless Amazon sells the IP to someone who wants to keep it alive. So for now, New World is going to continue to lay here at the bottom of the list, possibly breathing its dying breaths. Sadly, this MMO deserved a lot better than this. Now, some of these MMOs are amazing, but you can't play most of them on the go. That's where the sponsor of today's video, Plarium, comes in. And be sure to stick around for amazing limited time bonuses.
I'm not skipping ads.
Teaming up with Mattel to
I respect the hustle. I appreciate that.
The game as legendary
they did a great job on PvE after. Yeah, but they already lost like the first impression. First impression is king. And if you like lose that, you have nothing.
Trickster. He spreads debuffs, turns people
New World can be fixed if they launch the game in its current state. The game would have done very well.
Players
Again,
can get legendary champion Skeletor for free by
a
logging into raid for 14 days between May 19th and June 22nd.
I love
Skeletor on day 7 and extra in-game bonus rewards for the next 7 days after that. So make sure you start logging in by June 15th. Players can also complete the Elite Champion Pass to get legendary champion He-Man. The Champion Pass ends on July 20th.
Action combat MMOs don't work.
Start it by June
yeah, we don't have the right
so
framework for it. The constant desyncing is just
click my link in the description or scan my QR code on screen.
It's like way too laggy. Nobody really likes that. I agree.
New players get a huge
That's why
pack with legendary
who's
sport
that?
champion Narma the Returned, hit level 15 for the epic
never mind.
Ugo, and
that's
log
why
in
tab
for
targeting
7
is like
days
always
to claim
king, right?
Skeletor for free.
That's
Plus,
why
use
everyone
one of
loves
these
that.
promo codes within 48 hours for
And I say, hey,
Big Dog, get Alice, Kitty Cut.
You actually know
fast,
this, dude. What a base game, chat.
I recommend Big Dog if you want a strong
large scale PvE
now,
and PvP don't work with action
video.
combat. Exactly.
Next up is Throne and Liberty holding on to its position at number 17. Ooh. Speaking of dying games, Throne and Liberty is continuing to bleed its player base, proving that consumers no longer have an interest in pay-to-win MMOs.
No, they're just poor. That's why. They just ran out of money, and they're like, oh, damn, I guess I can't afford this game anymore. Apparently, you need to pay real-life money to use the auction house, even. Like, that is nutty. I recently watched a video about that. It's so predatory, because I really wanted to try that game. I really wanted to give it a fair shot because some aspects of this game look genuinely impressive, and I really like the way the game looks, and like the combat looks really great, the abilities looks great, and I really wanted to try it out for myself. And I'll never do it simply because of the gacha elements.
Players of Throne and Liberty complain about the pay to win, as well as lack of content and a repetitive daily gameplay loop burning them out on the game. Sadly, it looks like this realization didn't reach NCSoft in time to save their next upcoming MMO, Ion 2, which looks like it's going to be failing even harder
Ion 2
than
is
Throne
even
and Liberty
worse.
did. NCSoft stock has been hit hard as a result, and it's not looking good for the shareholders anytime soon. Few names have done as much damage to the image of Korean.
Imagine if creating good games actually made your stock go up. Like, that's crazy. Like, your market value apparently goes up if you make a good game. Good game, up graph. Bad game, negative graph.
In game development as NCSoft. But thanks to Pearl Abyss's Crimson Desert, that reputation might be starting its road to redemption. Nothing would make me happier than to see NCSoft learn the same lesson that Pearl Abyss did and start pumping out quality games again. NCSoft has the talent to make a good game. Their management just keeps choosing to make pay-to-win slop instead. Next up, sitting at number 16 is Lost Ark.
Lost Ark
is another game that...
It's funny how every Eastern MMO, it's like, oh, this game could have been the best in the entire genre, but there is a pay-to-win element, and that is the sole reason for why the game sucks balls. It's so crazy. It's like, on the life of me, when, and not if, when an Eastern MMO properly monetize their game, this is going to be the best MMO of all time. That is the only thing they're missing. How to properly monetize their MMOs. Once they manage to do that, the West is cooked. But until that day, yeah, we're gonna play WoW.
Keeps bleeding players, leaving it down here at the bottom of the list. Lost Ark is a free-to-play, top-down MMORPG that launched in the East in 2019 and then finally here in the West in 2022. Players have attributed the steep decline in players to the game's repetitive daily gameplay loop and its pay-to-win monetization. At launch, Lost Ark was a lot of fun, and while it was absolutely pay-to-win, you could still enjoy the entire game as a free-to-play player, at least as far as PvE was concerned. But as always happens with these games, the gap between the whales and the rest of the players widened over time.
Yeah, and just to give you guys a little bit of perspective, in Lost Ark, you literally need to pay to not be time gated. You have every single thing in the game under a lockout, unless you're paying, which is absolutely nutty. I don't even know who conjured that idea, but give that man a raise because he knows what's up. Like, he's corporate greed manifest. He's Bobby Kotick double or something. I don't know. Like, even Trade Prince Gallowix would look at this guy and go like, no, dude, this is way too much.
Combat in this game felt amazing. Sailing around the world to various islands was solid fun, but the monetization ultimately smothered its chances at a longer life.
Beautiful.
Next up, sliding one spot to number 15 on the list, is Lord of the Rings
I need to play that game.
Launched
I will
in
play
2007. It launched as a subscription-based game, but then in 2010 moved over to being free-to-play. Lord of the Rings Online is a classic theme park MMO, perfect for people craving a little more Lord of the Rings lore. This is not exactly a thriving MMO, sitting down here at number 15, but despite its dwindling population, there's a solid free-to-play MMO experience to be had.
Isn't that crazy? We're at like at number, what, 4 or 5, and it's like, oh, okay, this game isn't completely dead, so that's fine. That's a worthy position on our list. It's like no good MMO exists anymore. We already know the big 3 are like World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2, and FF14. And like, that's it.
Here, it's worth noting that in order to have access to all the races and classes,
Situation
you're
is
gonna have
dire.
to do a hefty grind for cash up currency, but it's an option if you want to avoid paying a dime. You can also choose to sub to the game for 15 bucks a month in order to get things like extra inventory space and extra quests. Impressively, the game is still getting updates with improved 4K resolution support and a new raid dropping in 2026.
Wow.
So I'm happy to report that the developers are still working hard on this one. Sliding one spot to number 14 is EverQuest Online, launched all the way back in 1999. Big things are happening for EverQuest this year, most notably EverQuest Legends is coming in July, which is a reimagined official soloable version of the 1999 classic. This is one of 3 distinct server experiences Daybreak is offering this summer. The aging population of this MMO is never what anyone would consider massive, so a soloable server sounds like the perfect solution for this game. This game was a grueling and grindy MMO back in the day, but it's become
old games behind EverQuest should just shut down their studios. You know what's funny? All of these games, they may look like they're failing, but they're making a lot of money. Like, you wouldn't even believe, because these games cater for whales, and they spend more than you can ever conceptualize. I know because I knew a person that was behind the scenes of a mobile game. I forgot what was his name. It was a mobile gacha predatory MMO-like game, and the amount of money single individual actually like put, it's insane. Like 100K a month, something like that. And I'm not even joking. It's gotten so worse to the point that these type of people actually get personal help from the developers and QA testers to make sure they have no bugs and glitches in their games. It's that bad. And people have told me that. I know that because I've been behind the scenes.
A lot more friendly to new players over the years, and this soloable server looks to double down on that transition. Sliding one spot to number 13
EVE
is
Online,
EVE Online.
I'll never play it.
Back in 2003. This is one of the most unique MMOs on the list, since you're not leveling.
Imagine having a job after you're already real life job. Like, this is the motherlode of all Excel sheets. I would never play such a game, but I always admire those who do.
Up a character as much as you're grinding out materials to build a spaceship. It's free to play with the option to pay money to speed up your progression. As with all optional subs, longtime players will tell you that that sub is not really optional if you really want to enjoy the game. It's worth noting that the PvP in this game is hardcore. If someone destroys your ship, you lose the weeks or the months that you spent grinding out the materials to build it. EVE Online consistently holds down this area of the most played MMOs list with a small but loyal fan base who love the game 23 years after its release. And you can see why. It's an incredibly unique entry and it's still getting consistent updates
It looks
today.
so cool.
Next up, rising 3 places to number 12 is Albion Online, released in 2017. This is a free-to-play MMO with an optional sub and loads of pay for power. Albion is a full loot PvP MMO, so it's another one for the hardcore PvPers out there. It's not as scary as it sounds though. Once you've been looted by an enemy, you can go buy replacement gear, and the game has made this process incredibly easy by letting you save loadouts so that you can purchase your loadout with a single click.
Albion looks kind of fun.
One of the game's best features is its massive progression tree.
I'm just not a full loot PvP
the more
guy.
you level it up and unlock more options down that branch of the tree. Albion Online does not require a mandatory sub, but does offer an optional one that will greatly reduce the grind to max level. The game has attracted and maintained a sizable audience and seems to have carved out its own space in the MMO sphere, creating some diehard fans along the way. Next up, falling 1 place to number 11 is Final Fantasy XI. Released back in 2002 and the first MMO in the Final Fantasy universe. This game has definitely stood the test of time. This was the first cross-platform game that let PlayStation 2 and PC players play together. And impressively, this is still getting updates today. The March 2026 update introduced a major trust system overhaul, allowing players to upgrade their NPC party members' stats and equipment, allowing for a more interesting solo experience. It had looked like Square Enix was going to stop supporting this game, but then they did an about-face. Whatever the reason, it's a welcome change for the game. The MMO has aged more gracefully than most. It's still a sub-to-play MMO with 0 pay to win, 24 years after its release. It doesn't sell WoW token equivalents, mount.
This game looks like those fake MMORPGs in anime. True. Man, it's so true. But I mean, it has heart. It has spirit. I can always appreciate that.
Or cosmetics in the cash shop. Everything is earned.
Yeah, I love when games used to be like this simple. I'm not gonna lie. Even the background was simple. You just walked. It's just a wasteland with a few barrels in it. Like, you could appreciate that. It feels like now it's so visually overloaded. It just overload your sensories, right? And I can appreciate that. I can do that. Like, this is great.
Exclusively by playing the game. Between that and its incredibly unique design, it's no surprise that it still has a loyal following all these years later. Next up, rising 1 spot to number 10 is Star Wars: The Old Republic. 2026
I never
is
played
a big
it.
year for SWTOR, featuring the Legacy Reborn story update, the transition to a DirectX 12
Wait, it looks
engine
good.
for better performance, and the start of a new storyline. This is another MMO that is now free to play with an optional sub. That optional sub will unlock a lot of things, but most importantly, it will give you access to all of the zones in the game forever, even if you only sub for 1 month and then cancel. Star Wars: The Old Republic is most known for its amazing class stories that immerse you in the world of Star Wars, which are fully voice acted and are incredibly well fleshed out and written. Perhaps the most unique part of the stories is that your choices actually have an impact on the ending of the story, with 3 different endings possible for each class. It's not a bad game to pick up and play with a friend. Next up, falling 1 spot to number 9 is MapleStory. MapleStory launched in 2003.
God, yes! Dude, you already know I had humble beginnings. I never paid for an MMO in my entire life because, we didn't have the money for it. And, oh man, MapleStory was my jam. I played this game for at least 5 years. My family played it. Oh, it is so good. I will always love and cherish this game. Even though it's pay to win. It's pay to win. You know them cubes ruined the game. I will always love MapleStory. It's crazy. Like, my love for this game is endless.
In the East and 2005 in the West, and it was immensely successful along.
Yeah, MapleStory devs are scumbags who literally scam their players. Do you not know? I know everything. And I don't care. The fond memories that I have for this game will never disappear. I used to pull an all-nighter just to level 1 character from level 1 to 100. I always remember that. I had the same route. I used to do it between Fridays and Saturdays. It was incredible.
On the way, it's got over 40 different classes for you to try, and it has loads of pay to win.
Yep.
I hate
Of course.
that we are losing and consistently losing to this child's game.
Link skills grinding,
This
yep.
side-scrolling MMO
They
has
wouldn't
done a good
understand
job of
what we're
staying
talking about, but
relevant
yes.
over the years, even outliving its intended successor, MapleStory 2, which died
Yikes.
almost immediately upon launching.
And thank God it has, because this game was trash. MapleStory 2 was an abomination. I remember I played it on release, I was super stoked for it. It's completely garbage.
Devs are still dropping big updates this year, including things like dungeons and quality of life features. Next up, rising one position to number 8
Oh,
is
Black Desert. There we go.
Online, which released all the
Any
way back
Gooner?
in 2015.
Any
This
Gooners
MMO
in the chat?
brazenly features 3 optional subs, totaling more than $40, a gear upgrade system that requires you to gamble and likely spend considerable cash if you want to keep up with the
Classic.
top
That's
players.
my
And
game.
veterans will tell you that
Nice.
the gap between the spenders and the non-spenders is somewhere between hundreds
Bro, and you laughed at me for MapleStory being like a pray-to-win grind fiesta? Shame on you, brother. Like, this is hella predatory.
and thousands of hours of grinding. It's always felt like the only thing holding this game back was its monetization, and with the success Pearl Abyss has recently had with Crimson
I
Desert,
really want to
I think
play
that
Crimson
that's been
Desert.
proven true. Still, BDO is one of the best PvP MMOs out there, and so it's consistently had enough players to keep it in the top 10. Falling 2 spots to number 7 on the list is Guild Wars 2.
Number
Guild Wars
7
has
is Guild Wars
consistently been
2?
one of the top MMOs in the market since its launch in 2012, and in recent years has seen a bit of a resurgence in its popularity, and the devs are still cooking. In 2026, Guild Wars 2 introduced a major raid system overhaul, unifying strike missions and raids, and implementing a new UI for easier access. They also added improvements to fashion templates and the addition of new rare raid drops like the Doomscale Skyscale skin. Guild Wars didn't want to be another WoW clone, and so they tried unique ideas like completely different type of questing, as well as throwing out the MMO pillar of tank, healer, and DPS. Guild Wars 2 features a very generous free trial. The first 80 levels are free, and the game does not feature
The formula he used for this list, feelings. Yeah. It's like, it's vibes. No. This man is running off vibes. But yeah, I mean, how Guild Wars 2 is number 7. Brother, even if you don't like the game, you need to admit this game is like the big 3. It's not even close to being number 7. I actually want to wait and see what he put above it to kind of just get a reaction of it. If he went based on Google Trend alone, it will give him a very skewed vision. It will give him like a very skewed view of the entire like MMO industry, because Guild Wars 2 community is extremely stagnant, but it's very loyal. And it is quite big. So you won't see a lot of interest on Google Trends because not many people are looking for the game. The people who look for the game already play it. So they won't really go to Google and search something. Maybe you can see the Guild Wars 3 hype and kind of extrapolate the information from there, but even that is like, it's not conducive. So it's very, very interesting to me. He says like Guild Wars 2, it's just not true. It's just not true.
Not even one of those quote-unquote optional subs. So when it says you can play it for free, it means it. After the first 80 levels, there is a lot of great content to be had in the expansions. However, those are going to need to be purchased. Guild Wars 2 does world events and mounts better than any other MMO. Guild Wars was always one of my favorite MMOs, and their recent updates and expansions have me wanting to dive back into the game again. And we just got some brand new news as I was about to push this video live. Guild Wars 3 has been announced officially.
Oh my God!
Yikes!
It'll be coming to beta in the fall of 2027.
Yeah, surely it would be a good game, guys. Trust. The Unreal Engine 5 slop that looks like Hargar 2, no, this time it's going to be different.
So I am so ready to find out more about this one. And as soon as we know more, I'll be sure to share it with you guys. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to be kept up to date on Guild Wars 3.
This is the one.
Rising one spot to number 6
Oh,
on the list
Wizard
is
101.
Wizard 101.
I need to play it
This was the
too.
first taste of an MMO experience for a lot of kids around 2008 when it launched. It's
Ain't no kid is playing that, brother. Every single one of these people you see running around is a balding dude.
still going strong today, and it's getting
Let's
new
be
updates
real.
regularly. The game lists itself as free to play, but veterans of the game will tell you it's more honest to call it free to try, as you'll need a sub to access the game's best and most relevant content. It's definitely a unique entry featuring card collecting style of combat. It also includes your more usual MMO staples like housing and fishing, and despite its humble beginnings, it's still sitting here comfortably holding down the
It looks
number
really
6
good.
spot 16
It looks like
years
a
after its
very good
release.
game.
Dropping one spot to number 5 is World of
WoW
Warcraft
Classic.
WoW Classic players
What did you put above Classic, you oh my god, no way. This is literally the all-time best MMO. What did he put above WoW Classic? I have absolutely no idea. Okay, I guess he is going off vibes. Like, this man is on a mission. He's on a mission.
Are definitely feeling the lull in content, but hopefully the wait will pay off as Blizzard is working hard to release WoW Classic Plus, which will be World of Warcraft's answer to old school RuneScape. World of Warcraft Classic was a return to WoW before its controversial additions such as excessive cash up items and the infamous WoW token. WoW Classic is
and the story being trash, gameplay sucking balls, talent trees don't make sense, again, so many things that are wrong about this game. World being dull and boring, cringe villains, DEI millennial slop writing, you know, etc, etc.
Classic MMO experience, slower combat, and a strict adherence to the trinity of tank, healer, and DPS. I think that if Blizzard sticks the landing on WoW Classic Plus, it'll end up being bigger than retail WoW. And seeing as we'll never get a World of Warcraft 2, this is probably the next best thing. I'll say it again, I hope that in this new version of WoW, they do everything they can to avoid it becoming another dungeon queue simulator. We already have retail WoW for the times where all we want to do is log into the dungeon and raid finder. And having classic MMOs sitting in the top 5 all these years later is proof that there is something just right about the classic MMO experience. And if you're enjoying this video, be sure to subscribe to be kept up to date on all the latest MMO news. Next up,
like a minute ago.
Spots to
what? ESO above WoW Classic? Dog, you're tripping. No. I don't know what he's basing his information on, but he's 100% wrong. No way ESO has better numbers than WoW Classic. You're a nutball. Like, that is just false. Like, that's crazy. Like, don't get me wrong. I like this guy. He made a pretty great video, but this is just, like, this false. This is lying. He's giving out false documents. Like, stop the count. This is crazy. Like, what is bro going off? What? I think he went off the deep end. Like, no way this is real. No way. Nobody play ESO. This game is trash. Like, what are we talking about here, even? Like, this is weird. WoW addicts who can't let go? Bruh. Classic Plus will be indistinguishable from retail, in my opinion. Don't say that. Don't hurt me this way. Bro just threw a bunch of MMOs into Google Trends and called it a day. He wanted to make a really quick video. And I mean, it worked for him. The video has a lot of views. But I mean, why is it so disingenuous? That's what drives me crazy.
Number 4 on the list is Elder Scrolls Online. The ESO community is happier than I've seen it in a long time. There's been a change in leadership and a change in direction for the game, and it looks like players are liking what they see so far. After Microsoft canceled Project Blackbird, their other MMO that was in development, ZeniMax Online Studios had one game keeping them alive.
He must be a Skyrim purist.
Which means they're putting everything they have into it again. Elder Scrolls Online is one of the few MMOs still getting...
It doesn't mean the game is going to be good. It doesn't mean that it has a lot of players. Like, yeah, I'm glad the developers are passionate, but dog, like, let's be real. It's not even remotely close to Classic Plus. Classic World of Warcraft. Like, what are we even talking about here?
Massive expansions every year.
I bet it's not even close to Season of Discovery.
Some players love it for its almost infinite number of Elder Scrolls quests tucked within, while detractors complain about the combat feeling floaty.
The music is so good though. Is that from the game?
ESO shines in its 12-player raids and its 4-player dungeons, as well as a ton of single-player content that you can enjoy. Good. Like most MMOs today, it definitely leans towards the casual MMO player and stands out as a more story-driven MMO experience. ESO has cultivated a large and loyal fan base and continues to hold its own against the heavy hitters at the top of this list.
But even if you follow the graph, it completely flatlines. What is the thing? Wait, I mean, I don't get it. It's so stagnant. And yes, of course, Classic Plus would peak, and then it would go down, because people already played that garbage 3 times. Like, of course, it's such a weird video.
Though, it's never been able to crack the top 3. But who knows? Maybe this new leadership will do the trick. Next up, holding on to the number 3 spot like it owns it, is Final Fantasy XIV.
That's
this MMO is no stranger to the top 3. Final Fantasy XIV continues to earn its position with its consistent and massive content drops from one expansion to the next.
Exactly.
The developers just invited me out to their Final Fantasy XIV Fan Fest a couple of weeks back, where they announced their next expansion, and I've gotta say, this is gonna be a big one. Yoshi P got up on stage and talked for over 2 hours about the massive changes and overhauls coming to the game in the next expansion. These changes,
I heard it was good. People are excited.
But we're not limited to 2 new classes, a complete overhaul of the gear progression system, replacing dailies with weeklies so that players can play on their time, and a new skill rotation system, I'm guessing to help.
Wow, okay, these are some really serious changes. I haven't checked those because, unfortunately, they will never change the thing that makes me not want to play the game ever again. By the way, just to remind you guys, I played this game for 6 months. I did all the things until Dawn Trail. No, actually, I didn't play Endwalker because I couldn't afford it at the time. But I watched videos of it. I already know the story. So it's kind of crazy that the only reason I'm not playing this really fantastic MMO again is because they're refusing to change the engine. That is the sole reason of why I'm not playing it. It's too outdated. You can't have a game in 2026 that is still being played on PS3. We can't accept it. It's not okay. The game moves like ass. It doesn't move well. It's not responsive. It's very slow and clunky. And they maxed out the engine. They can't do anything better. They can't upgrade it. They just need to scrap it and move to new horizons. But they will never do it. Never.
Address the skill bloat and the
Not anymore, but still PS4. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You can still play it on PS3.
3-minute rotations some classes currently
if
have
you
to
wanted
deal with.
to.
It also had an improved character creator, and also your alt's item level matches that of your highest item level character, so that you don't have to grind gear for your alts anymore. This is all coming at the perfect time.
Dude, that was such a fantastic encounter. I miss FF14 so much, but why won't they change their engine? I want to come back and ride my gold saucer mount. I got like the cactus. I spammed gold saucer for days. Like, it's such a fantastic game. It's literally only this that boggles me.
Because Final Fantasy XIV's community has been less enthusiastic about Dawn Trail than other recent expansions, partly because this is the beginning of a brand new story, and partly because it was more of the same. This is why the Final Fantasy XIV devs are trying so hard to shake things up with the next expansion. Final Fantasy XIV has a best-in-class free trial, which will be getting even bigger. It's now going to be allowing you to play through the first 80 levels and the first 3 expansions for completely free. That is hundreds, maybe even 1,000 hours of content, which is insane for a free trial. After that, if you want to keep playing the game, you gotta buy the mandatory sub. Thanks to this mandatory sub, however, the game is free of pay to win, it's free of loot boxes, and it has hundreds of cosmetics and mounts that you can earn in-game by playing the game. The last time I made...
but you forgot about the very extensive cash up? Like, you're not gonna mention that, brother? On top of the subscription you're already playing? I don't know, I think that's worth a mention.
This list, I ended the Final Fantasy XIV section with a note about how players were asking for big changes. And it looks like Final Fantasy XIV is going to try and deliver exactly that in their January 2027 expansion called EverQuest. Next up, holding on to the number 2 spot on the list, but very...
What? I can't go through FF14's story, so boring, I fell off at Heaven's Ward. Well, Heaven's Ward is unironically where it became good. So, maybe you should go back to that. But, not gonna lie, I kind of liked Realm Reborn. I don't know, maybe that's just me. People told me so many times, it's boring, never play it, just skip it, go to the good parts. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna play through all of it. And I have, and it was amazing. Like, I just enjoyed it. Well, it wasn't, like, amazing. It was, like, a good experience. It was okay. It set the premise for the entire show to continue. So, I think you kind of need to go through it. But it was good. Like, it was fine.
Pretty nearly snagging number 1 is Old School RuneScape.
Old School RuneScape,
the only MMO on this list that has seen its population
extremely
steadily increase over the last 10 years. There was recently some drama in the Old School RuneScape community when Jagex raised the price of the subscription yet again. It used to be that the subscription price of this game matched the graphic quality, but now Old School RuneScape is charging prices that much higher fidelity MMOs are charging. Is it greed at the top, or is it simply inflation? What do you think? On the bright side, Old School RuneScape is still pumping out huge updates, and in 2026 is updating its brand new and well-received sailing skill with improved boat combat, new quests, and a new Barracuda trial, and a major expansion to the sea map. What makes this MMO truly unique is the fact that players get to vote yes or no on anything that the developers want to add to the game, which turns out to be a fantastic filter for bad ideas.
Imagine if Blizzard would do this. Can you imagine if Blizzard would actually care about the opinion of their player base? Maybe the game would become good.
Old School RuneScape launched as a result of the community not loving some of the changes that were made to the game. Retail RuneScape had added an unwelcome combat system and a massively pay-to-win cash up, and so the community begged the developers for the creation of Old School RuneScape.
It peaks 120k after the ban wave, and from that 120, maybe 60k players are real. You think there's a 50% bot chance? That's crazy. That's not even World of Warcraft level. 50% chance of someone being a clinker is wild. Maybe more? Dog, what the hell is going on there? Holy, that's insane. My god. But to be fair, even if that's true, 60k players is a ton for an MMO. It's a lot of players.
And after years of begging, Jagex finally agreed and created servers that were based
60K
on the
is a very good
2007
number.
version of the game. As a result, retail RuneScape continued to bleed players just as it had been, while the newer old school RuneScape thrived. Today, no one really talks about retail RuneScape, or as it's otherwise known, RuneScape 3. My favorite part of old school RuneScape is the complete lack of a cash shop. There's not even any cosmetics for sale. Instead, you earn those bad boys by killing bosses and completing quests. This MMO is unique because of its go anywhere and do anything you want sandbox nature. That can be a jarring change from
doesn't have a
modern day
cash shop?
MMOs that
Wait, what? What is he talking about? It always has a cash up and pay to win? Yeah, I think I heard about it too. I don't know. I think this guy is just, I think he started a video really strongly and now he's just losing it. He's deteriorating. His mental sanity is being infected by Yogg Saron.
tend to hold you by the hand. Its fans love it
Poor
because
guy.
it's nothing like the MMOs that are released today, and honestly, that's understandable. Next up, holding on to the #1 spot,
Of
but
course.
just barely, is World of Warcraft. The
Yikes.
player base size is returning back to its
We
normal
all knew
size
it.
after its well-received Midnight expansion, which has allowed old school
Yeah,
RuneScape
well received by who? The people who already endorsed it? Ain't nobody playing the game, son. Everyone quit because this game is trash. But no, unfortunately it still has a lot of players, not only because of the 9 million bots that are playing it constantly even without it. It still has a lot of players because it's extremely popular in China. And also just, you know, people are addicted. That's pretty much it. It's basically this game is running off fumes. It's running off inertia of like previous successors. They're standing on the shoulders of giants. Yeah, Apple's favorite, exactly. I cannot wait for the update that Zelotif gets a toe ring. That would be a good one. I bet Reddit will explode.
to nip at its heels. Midnight brought with it a massive revamp of some old zones, as well as a brand new housing system and
Yes.
a new Demon Hunter spec.
True, a housing system that has a pay-to-win elements. True. Well, not really to win, but just, you know, you have to pay to get stuff. Blizzard couldn't even add a proper housing system without monetizing it predatorily. They have to prey upon the player like they always do. And by the way, I'll remind you once again, whenever you purchase something with a new currency for the housing system, you don't have a permanent copy of it. That means that if you buy a sofa and you want to put it twice, you have to purchase 2 different times the same sofa. So stupid. I can't believe they couldn't even bother giving you a permanent copy you can infinitely put. No, they had to separately monetize each individual item. Insane.
World of Warcraft is a massive, seamless
And
MMO
that's
that
Blizzard
still
for you.
handles scale better than any other MMO I've played. It's unique because of its incredible draw distances and seamless world. You can see locations multiple zones away and get on your mount and fly to them. You feel tiny when you walk up to huge structures. These are things that a lot of MMOs created
You feel
well
tiny
after
because
World
you're
of
playing a
Warcraft
gnome.
are still unable to deliver on today, thanks to them being broken down into smaller zones with load screens in between. Being as popular as it is, WoW has a lot of people that love it and a lot of people that hate it. Regardless,
Hey,
it's one of the most
that's
polished
me.
MMOs on the list today, receiving the most massive expansions of any MMO on the list. World of Warcraft features the trinity of tank, healer, and DPS and has 13
Yes.
unique classes, each with multiple different specs. It also features
And all of them play the same because every single class has been homogenized. There's no scarcity anymore. There's no uniqueness. You play the same exact thing as the other dude plays, just with a different skin slapped on it. Enjoy.
loads of quests and delve
Thank you,
content
Blizzard.
for single player players out there, as well as raids and dungeons for the group players. The king of MMOs has retained its throne, but old school RuneScape continues to give it a run for its money. Is it going to be old?
I'm sorry for pausing constantly. It's just, oh my god, it only retained its position because every other MMO shoot itself. Like, that's the only reason. WoW is trash, and the only reason it remains #1 is because every other MMO developer is keen on making their stuff worse. I don't even know why that's the case. That's just how it goes. It sucks so much. I cannot wait for an MMO to arrive and actually dethrone World of Warcraft. But as it seems, only Classic Plus would do it. And that's World of Warcraft. Like, you can't have anything good in life. I really hope Blizzard won't miss Classic Plus. Like, oh man, I really hope they didn't took down like Turtle WoW for nothing.
Old school RuneScape that dethrones WoW, or will it be WoW Classic Plus? We've seen some massive upsets in 2026, with some popular MMOs clawing their way to the top, while others literally died. In the last 6 months, we've seen multiple MMOs drop absolutely stunning expansions, making it a great time to be fans of these games. Were you surprised by what happened to Ashes of Cremation? Let me know down in the comments below.
Okay, seems to be the end of the video. My god, I don't know. Like, listen, towards the end, I guess it's kind of okay there, like giving FF14, Old School RuneScape, and World of Warcraft the top positions, true. But what the hell happened in the middle? Like, that was so confusing. Regardless, I'm gonna leave you guys a link in the description so you guys can watch it for yourself. And yeah, make sure to, watch this video.